What's going on, world? It's your boy Judah, and we are back with another game of emotions podcast. To my left, your right is my boo, is my poo, is my thing, is my wife, is the love of my life.
Hey y'all, I am Shanice.
Hey, y'all, we're gonna hop right into today's episode. We're gonna start this episode out today with a question.
Mm,
This is a real question, and this question that I'm going to ask is directly connected to today's episode. My question to you is, have you ever came up with a whole game plan, whole thought process, wrote it out, figured out the details of it, even took your game plan, your thought process, and the way that this should work, and the results that should come from it, and the people that should benefit from this whole play?
oh wow.
Have you ever done this and prayed about it, and then moved forward with the practical, actionable steps that it takes for this play to come to pass, and you accomplish none of it?
Nothing.
You accomplish none of it?
mm,
Or have you done all of that and accomplished some things, but it took you forever?
right.
Okay, so if you can say yes to either one of those questions, this episode today is definitely for you. And
Right.
even if it's not for you, it's definitely for me. It's definitely for us because.
For sure.
So today's episode title is "The Way God Runs the Play."
That's right.
I'm gonna repeat that one more time. The way God runs the play. Oh my God. In life and business, it is human nature. This is normal human nature to have a game plan, to have
For
a,
sure.
thought process, to have a system that you're trying to create or you already built, to write down your dreams, your goals, your aspirations,
Right.
and the practical, logical steps that it takes to achieve these milestones and goals. And also, it is human nature to think about the people outside of yourself that will benefit from this business or this idea or whatever it is that you have.
Right.
This is normal human nature to do this, and it is normal God nature, okay, to absolutely do the exact opposite of what Una came up with. It is God nature. And today we're gonna come out of the scripture, Isaiah 55 and 8. We're just gonna
right.
stay on verse 8. That's one, what you can call it, two sentences.
Right.
And the reason why we're here is because in my personal writing and prayer and thinking and uh, time, and I think I said this maybe 2 episodes ago.
Mm,
So the whole month of March, I was at on Isaiah 55 8 just sitting there because the stuff, just the way the play was going, that just was not making sense. So
right.
I'm back here. Like I thought I graduated. I'm back. So I'm gonna read it and then I'm just gonna break down. We're
mm,
gonna break down just some examples from my life of what this scripture looks like, and hopefully it can help you understand what in the world is going on.
right.
So Isaiah, babe, I'm gonna let you read it. Isaiah
Okay.
55 and 8.
That works. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways." Saith the. Okay, I'm sorry. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord.
Yeah, you leave it right there. You start right
Right.
there. So I want to really focus in and key in on the ways part, the way God does things.
That's right.
Because for me, just me personally, so it says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts." For me personally, I can genuinely understand and accept, like, okay, God, I really do understand your ways are not my, I mean, your thoughts.
Or
Your
not.
thoughts
Uh
are
huh.
not my thoughts. I really do understand that. I
Okay.
can really mentally grasp and say, okay, that makes sense. Like, because you're not limited to time.
Right. Right.
You're not limited to anything. You're not limited to any of the things that I'm limited to.
Right.
You're not limited to it.
Right.
So that makes sense to me why you don't think the way I think. That makes sense. Okay, and
Right.
I'm literally saying what I be saying to God in prayer. I'm like, okay, God, that makes sense. I got it. That makes perfect sense. You don't think the way I think because you're not limited. I'm limited, so I think the way I think based off my limitations. That make perfect sense.
Right.
The problem that I'm me personally, I just the way he do stuff. I just don't I don't understand it, man.
Yeah, and I don't think you will. I don't think you would ever understand it until after the fact. Because yeah,
Yeah,
it's always after. You're like, okay,
yeah.
God, like,
Wow,
did you really
that's
have
real.
to give me, going through this circle?
That's
But
real.
then sometimes I truly believe God does it on purpose because of where we are mentally with Him, and again, how our thought process is not His thought process.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, He does it like He really does it on purpose,
Yeah.
so He can get your attention, number one, but to continuously show you that you are not in control, and I'm gonna do what I want to do
Period.
when I want to do it.
This is painfully obvious to me
Right.
that God has repeatedly through situations shown me I'm going to do what I want to do,
Right.
how I want to do it,
Right.
and I'm not going to do what I don't want to do.
When I
And
don't want to do it.
that's just what it is.
Right.
And for me personally, I am constantly working and praying and like literally about the way God does, like literally the way his method, his strategy, like his the way literally the way he does it. I'm literally stuck there, and I really just been like, I just been telling God like, I promise you, man, I'm trying my I promise you, man, I'm trying my best to do this the way that you're basically forcing me to do it. Like I don't have any other choice to run the play any other way. But for me personally, I'm like, we need to talk about this because for me personally, I need help. I'm telling you, man.
He's like, for me personally.
I do.
For me personally.
I'm.
For me personally.
I'm not trying to be
Oh
selfish.
my
gosh. I'm not
gosh.
trying to be selfish.
Jeez.
I'm just saying, man. I promise.
For me personally.
Because
For me
because
personally.
in our situation, from my perception, I could be wrong, but from my perception, Pooh seems to be more accepting of the this does not make sense,
Right.
more than I am. And it's for me, I'm just being honest, for me it is a real intentional fight for me, and I have to intentionally keep saying, okay, God, don't do things the way I do things. His way is not my way. His way is not my way. His way is not my like. It's just a fight for me, and I'm just being honest. Like, so, and that's why I keep saying me because for the way I see it, and I could be wrong.
It's not. Well, it's not.
You seem more. You just seem more flexible, and
I am. I mean, that it is true. I am flexible, but doesn't necessarily mean that I don't have questions or I don't have doubt sometimes. Which God says not to have that spirit of doubt, but not because I don't communicate. It doesn't necessarily mean that I don't have it. You know what I mean? Or when we do have conversations, I will tell you like my issues or my concerns, and you're like, just stick to the play, and I'm just like, it's just not as easy as sticking to the play. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
But with God, though, you just have to be reassured that you're gonna come out on the winning side.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter how he does it.
Yeah.
But again, you have to accept that. You cannot not accept that. Well,
That
listen.
part.
Well, if you don't accept that, that's your problem because it just makes the process harder.
It does.
Yeah. When
it
the
does.
T doesn't,
Cross,
cross, or when the I's
I
don't dot.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It makes it harder, and then you find yourself going through the same process
yes.
over and over again because you didn't understand the lesson to begin with.
Yeah.
And sometimes God will do that so you can get it. he does things like that because you got to, like, he wants you to get
You
it.
gotta get it.
And the thing is, we have free will.
That part. That's the problem.
It's our free will gets into the way.
It is the freaking problem.
Yeah. And
It's the
go
it's the
ahead.
freaking problem. And I'm gonna give my honest opinion. I'm not gonna say this is the absolute truth. I'm not gonna say that. Cause I could be wrong. But my honest opinion, why God gave us free will and um gave us free will, but gave us a free will knowing good and doggone well our normal nature is going to be opposite of what he think and opposite of his way. My honest opinion, the reason why he gave us a free will knowing it's going to be direct opposite of him is because he wanted to give us the option to choose.
That's right. But to choose him.
That yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. To choose, like I feel like in business and in life, God wants to be chosen.
That's
Like I
right.
don't want to force.
That's right.
I'm not gonna force, even though I could, but I'm not about to force you to do nothing. I'm not about to take away your
Right.
ability to choose just so that you can choose me. And then when I think about it, because God is relational, He's a one-on-one
There you
God.
go.
I'm like, well, God, when I understand it like that, I don't want a woman that like she ain't choose me like she with me because
right.
you
Because
know
she
what
was
I mean?
forced like it was an arranged marriage.
Yeah, or you know what I mean? Like nah, like
Right.
she didn't choose me. Like she don't really want me like that. Like she with me because she ain't got no choice. And it's like God, you know what? You absolutely right. Like nah, I wouldn't want that either. And like he wants to be chosen. Like
That's right.
he want me with my free will to say no. You know what? Okay, God, I choose to run the play the way that you're showing me that I
That's
have.
right.
Okay, so now let's dig into this because a thought just came to me.
Okay.
How do you know? How do you know God is
Oh,
running the
there's
play?
reference.
For
Yeah.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you know God is running the play in a way that is opposite of what you were really thinking? How do you know that? I will give you one simple indicator, and that is when you have your play drawn up, you have just your whole however you running the play, you have it drawn up. And if the situation that keeps reoccurring, see, it's a pattern. If you keep seeing this same reoccurring pattern, this is God showing you via your situation, this is how I'm running the play.
Right.
So if you keep running into a situation where the result that you try to accomplish is not being accomplished, or you can't move forward to the next step to accomplish that goal that you're trying to accomplish because you don't have what you need, and you keep running to that same problem no matter how many different ways you try to adjust and figure it out. This is God showing you by your situation, no, this is not what I'm telling you to do.
Right.
This is not what I'm talking about.
Right.
This is not how I'm running the play. I give you a prime example.
Mhm.
Our son's senior year, Samari's senior year, God told me stop going to his games and don't go to his track meets. Now let me give you some context. I have been training Samari since the time he was 5 years old, how to work out, how to train, and how to be an athlete. So for me not to go to the game at his last year of high school, getting ready to go into college, that makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. But he told me, stop going to the games and do not go to the track meets.
Wow.
He told me that.
Yeah.
And I know it was him because ain't no way in the world I'm about to sit here and tell myself that.
Right. Yeah, that was God. But at the end of it,
There we go. Now talk about the result.
at the end of it, you realize why he did it, right? Because if he didn't go through that process with him and God
By himself.
by
The
himself,
man had to go by himself.
he had to go by himself, not with daddy there, who
Yeah.
is his trainer since
Come on.
5,
Come on.
trying to help him get through. You know what I'm saying? Encouraging him to get through. It was
Mhm.
borderline like we're not even talking about sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the
It got to that
irritation.
point.
Right. But at the end, God was like, okay, I had to do it this way. Because if I didn't do it this way, then Samari wouldn't know me for real.
For himself.
For himself. He
For
wouldn't he
himself.
wouldn't have known him. He
It's
wouldn't
real
have known
talk.
him for because there would be no there would be no connection. There would be no um what's the thing called when you have experiences.
Experience, yeah.
Experience
Yeah.
with God. Like, okay, dang, like through it all, through the one of the worst years of my life in sports,
That was the worst Samari senior year in sports. In football,
Well, just saying football in particular.
but in yeah, I'll say football in
Right.
particular.
Right.
In football in particular, that was the absolute worst year I have ever seen him go through. And I would say largely like 80% of it was not his fault, but we ain't gonna dig into that. But go ahead, babe.
Right, but at the same time, it was one of his best years he's ever had when it came to
Track. Yeah.
but getting what he needed, scholarships, going to a D1 school. I mean, all of the things. And even though it didn't happen when we wanted it to happen, it happened when it was supposed to happen.
The way. And see, this is
That's what he's talking about.
the way.
The ways, like his ways are not our ways. Like I honestly believe our thinking sometimes is so minuscule to everything that God has planned for us that he has to knock our way out of the gate because it's like, yo, like get out the way. Like I don't even got that for you. Like I got something so much bigger and you still stuck here. Like you still stuck here. Why 1 + 1 is not equaling 2, or why 2 + 2 is not equaling 4. You get what I'm saying? So it's like there's a point where we have to graduate from certain things, and God wants us to graduate from certain things because He's trying to move us from level to level. You know what I'm saying? Faith to faith. Like that's a faith thing. It's the faith. It's the faith that He's trying to just trying to pull from us. You know what I'm saying? So these different experiences increases the faith level because we can't.
Them experiences, what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
That John, it make you real solid, like for real.
Exactly.
That John, it genuinely makes you like. It really does make you solid for real. Them experiences, man, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but I mean, those experiences too, they show like where we really are with God and where our personal relationship is with Him. And so, I mean, it's a continuous thing when we talk about His ways are not our ways, His thoughts are not our thoughts. I mean, it's a real thing, and we got to accept it. If we can just accept it.
That's what I'm working on. I'm getting there.
I'm not right, and you are getting there. You are.
I'm trying my best.
Right, especially with everything we got going on, and like I'm talking to myself as well, knowing the next step in this walk as far as employment and all the things. But yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard because it's like it makes absolutely no sense. But it's like, okay, God, like I got things I gotta get done. Like we got things to do.
Right. So I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna give y'all two things real quick. I'm gonna give you two quick things. So it's two things. So I'm gonna just break it into two categories to kind of keep it simple. Okay. So if you have to understand how you think.
Right.
You have to understand how you think. Now, if you don't understand how you think, I'm gonna help you out a little bit. And I'm going here for a reason. So, the first category is you have me and Pooh. You have thinkers like me and Pooh. Me and Pooh are very logical. We're practical.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And we think very, very similar.
Right.
Now, when you're a very logical, practical kind of person, God is going to work direct opposite of that. And this is why He says His thoughts are not your thoughts.
Right.
And His ways are not your ways.
Right.
So you have to understand when you're a practical, logical, methodical, it got to make some kind of normal common sense before I just commit to trusting this. Okay, you got to understand that kind of person, God is going to force you into situations that makes absolutely no sense, and you have no choice but to trust Him.
Right.
You have no choice. You have no other play to run.
That's right.
You have no other play, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do because you're logical and you're practical and you're methodical. You're gonna run out of all your logic, all your practicality and all your methodicism, if that's a word, and you're gonna get to the end of it and you gonna have no more play to run.
That's right.
You ain't gonna have no more play to run.
That's
And
right.
then I'm telling you, the situation is gonna show you what you have to do or not to do.
That's
And you
real.
gonna have no choice but to do it.
Mm.
So that's how he deals with practical people like us. Now, if you are a person that has no problem um, believing in the unbelievable, if you have no problem being able to blindly trust that things are just going to work out and it don't have to really make sense and it doesn't have to really add up and you don't have to really sit and think and come up with a game plan, you just trust that it's going to happen. Now that kind of person, God going to be real practical with you. He going to be real he going to be real practical.
I
You
thought you were gonna say something else.
no. No, I'm telling, because he's balanced. God
I
is
thought you were
balanced.
like y'all about to go through the sky. Y'all about to
Nah,
go
no, no,
here,
no, no,
left
no,
and
no, no,
right.
no,
You're gonna flourish. You're
no,
gonna do this. You're gonna go this way in
mm-mm.
life. You're gonna go that way. You're
Because,
gonna go this way.
because
That's
this,
funny.
this
Wow.
what, this what you have to understand. Because God works in decent and in order, aka
True.
God is logical and practical. But God also, without faith, it's impossible to please Him.
That's right.
So God is balanced. So you have to understand how you think, because however you think He's gonna work opposite of that until you become balanced. A lot of times, people that have no problem just trusting that it's gonna work out however it's supposed to work out, a lot of times they're not logical, they're not practical. They don't have anything written down to help them make it make sense to get to what they need to go. And God gonna be real practical with you. He gonna be real logical. He gonna make you get a job and go to work Monday through Friday. No, he not sending a millionaire to pay your bills. He not doing that. And that's just
That's
real
real.
talk.
That's real.
That's just real
That's
talk.
real.
You're not about to quit your job and just and run a business and drive Uber for 50 million hours a week. And no, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. I know what I'm talking about
You do.
because I have been through these experiences too many times at this point, and it's in the word. It's
It
not
is
even
in the
it's not even
word.
opinion.
Right. Right.
This
It
is
the
a
word.
straight
It's
fact.
the word.
This
Yep.
is a universal truth.
That's true.
If you are blind faith to the 10th power and you don't have any
practicality.
he gonna get real practical. He gonna get so practical with you.
That was good.
You gonna have to sit down, come up with a game plan, pray about it, write it out, and walk it out step by step. He gonna get real practical. Why? Because God is balanced.
That's true.
He's not top heavy. He's not bottom heavy. He's not blind faith to the 10th power with no order and structure.
That's
And he's
real.
not so ordered and structured to where you can't even have no faith.
Yeah, he's not like that.
That is not God. And I'm telling you, I'm in your business, in your life, you're gonna have to go through for me, in my opinion, it's a lifelong process of becoming balanced in your weakest area.
That's true.
For me personally and for Pooh, and I believe that's why we really do get along very, very well, because
Right.
we think very similar.
Right.
Because when I tell Pooh something, automatically it's kind of like, okay, well, like, so break that down, like make it make sense.
Right.
I'm not just flying off the roof with you. I'm not doing that, bro. And I respect it because it's like that's real. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But
But still, though, we do need
from
to
the
do better. Though.
right, because from the time
Yeah.
we got married, he
Yeah.
has forced us. He has downright forced us into
Right.
blind faith plays.
Right.
We have no other choice.
That's right. That's right.
It's no other play to run.
That's right. We have to run that play.
You ain't got no choice. It
That's
takes
right.
faith to obey. That's one thing I've learned. It takes
That's the
faith
truth.
to obey.
That's right.
So if you like me and Pooh, you logical and you practical and you methodical, just understand the play for you is blind faith, and it's gonna be scary.
It is.
It's gonna be very scary. It's gonna be very scary, and it's also gonna be very irritating because it's not gonna make sense. But that is the play. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's how you run the play.
Right.
The situation is going to show you what to do and what not to. It's going to show
It's
you.
gonna show you.
It's gonna show
You just
you.
got to do it. You got to do it. You
For real.
got to do it.
For real.
I'm telling you, because you at the end of the day, you still winning though. you're
Hmm.
still winning. Like
Hmm.
God will always show that you are winning. Like He's not just gonna leave you out there.
You're not.
Even when He
Yeah.
forces you into blind faith, like things you
Hmm.
would never expect to do,
Hmm.
God will have you do.
Hmm.
Like real talk. You be like,
Hmm.
Lord, what for
Yeah.
real? Really?
Yeah.
And it is so.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is so. And
Hmm.
so when it's done, it's just like, oh my gosh, okay, God. But then He
Hmm.
just shows you the fruit, though. When you see the
Yeah.
fruit
The
is like
result.
yeah, it's
It
crazy. It's
is.
like, okay, God. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this next time.
Hmm.
But then
You
man,
have to start all the way back over
right,
and work your way back up to that
right.
blind faith. Like I'm telling you, and
That's the truth.
it's
That's the
a
truth.
two-sided coin. I'm
Right.
telling you, for my people out there that are you you are you just know it's gonna work out. It'll work its way itself out some kind of way. It always does. I'm telling you, you're a person of blind faith, which that is good. There's
That is
nothing wrong
great.
with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But most of the time, people that are blind faith to the 10th power, the problem is you're not practical enough.
Right.
You're not logical enough. You don't have any kind of order or structure set up on to how to accomplish the basics of what you need to do. And I'm telling you,
That's a problem.
God, you're not flying nowhere. You're gonna walk.
That's a problem.
You're going to walk. God's gonna have you walk one step at a time, one step at a time, and it's gonna make perfect sense. It for you, it's gonna make perfect ABC 1, 2, 3 sense. For us, it ain't gonna make no sense. It's gonna be like trying to read freaking Japanese or hieroglyphics or something. For real.
Shut up.
But I just really want to help people
No, you're doing good. You're
that's
doing good.
really blind faith, because you be blinded faith, but you ain't got no work
Hmm.
that backs up the faith consistently.
Right.
And God just be sitting there like, well,
Okay. Because
when
I keep saying this word, faith without works is
it is
dead.
dead, it's dead,
It's real talk.
it's dead.
So
So
there
for
it go.
people like us, we'll do the work for sure.
No, for
And God
sure.
just be like, no, you
Where's the
need
faith?
faith. You need
Oh,
you need faith. That's your problem. You need to believe
God, you're
in
so
what
good.
you can't see. That's your problem.
That's right.
But for my other half of my people that y'all got the faith, y'all, man, you will jump off a building with no You really would do that. God saying no. Get a MARTA card and get on the bus and go to work.
And you know
Catch
that
a
too.
Uber
Oh,
and
go
go to
ahead.
work. You know, very simple stuff, very practical stuff. Okay, you got $100. Okay, you need to budget that out. What do your phone bill is X amount. Okay, and then this bill is X amount, and then that bill. You need to get real practical, because I'm telling you, you're not going to progress, and
Right.
you're not going to move forward, and you're not going to reach the goals that you have if you don't get practical. Because God just gonna sit there. He will sit there for years. He will sit there for years on you. You will have all this faith for this to happen, and you will be in the same spot because you have not understood that God is trying to get you to get practical and get in order,
That's real.
and vice versa.
Yep. I was
You
just
will be
thinking that.
so freaking logical, so practical, so analytical to where it kills your faith, and you keep running the same play and getting the same zero results, because God is saying, I'm
I need your
showing you what to
faith.
do, but it
Yeah.
takes faith, and you don't trust faith. You don't trust that because you
Right.
can't trace faith. You can't logically break down faith. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm
That's
telling
real.
you, however you think, the play for you is the opposite of how you think.
That's
And
right.
that's the way God run the play. That is the
Right.
way He runs the play.
But that takes a lot, like that's wisdom too. You know what I mean? And you have to be mature to really see that and
That's
view
true.
that. You know what I'm
The
saying?
maturity.
Yeah, because if you're
Maturity, yeah.
yeah, if you're not mature, like you're not gonna be able to see
You're
that.
not gonna see it.
No,
You're not gonna
no,
see it.
no. Like
Yeah.
the wisdom, the maturity, the
Mhm.
character, like you have to have those things in place in order for you to understand exactly what we're saying and be able to execute, what we're saying. I mean, it does. It takes a level of that. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, if we're not immature, we have to remember that we do need to focus over our emotions
Mhm.
and we kind of dig through that and show like, okay, we can't be irrational. You know what I'm saying? We can't be
Mhm.
super emotional because we're not going to get there. We're not going to mature. And at the end of the day, God, that's what He wants. He wants us to mature in
Mhm.
different things, even with business in your personal life and things of that sort. That's what He wants. So,
Mhm.
just remembering that
No, that's
it
very
takes
good.
maturity.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's very good. That's very good. And you, yeah, you definitely have to. focus over your
That's
emotions.
right.
You
That's
definitely
right.
gotta focus over your emotions, man,
That's right.
because whether you're practical and logical or you blind faith, your emotions will definitely get in the way of you doing the opposite.
That's right.
You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Your emotions, that's the first thing that's gonna get in the way
That's right.
of you doing the opposite of how you really operate.
That's right.
If you're really, like I said, practical, your emotions gonna get in the way of that blind faith. It that you got you have to identify that. You dig what I'm saying? If you really have that blind faith, your emotions gonna get in the way. You really having to sit and think in
Mm-hmm.
detail. You
Mm-hmm.
dig consistently. Your
Mm-hmm.
emotions gonna get in the way because that's not how you operate. You dig what I'm saying? So you have to identify that emotion. Most of the time, for a person that's blind faith, that emotion typically is going to be doubt.
That's right.
It's really going to be doubt. So you have to focus over your emotions, understand your emotions not your friend, and then just focus on the play. So with that being said, we won't hold y'all. I know we've been here for a minute, man.
Yeah.
But much love. We will be back next week
That's
um,
right.
with another episode. And with that being said, we are
Gone.
GONE gone.